That'll work. Sit her down there.
Huh?
I said, that'll work. Sit her down there.
That is water. We've been taking to filling them up with water. After we drink them, we rinse them out and fill them up with water. And out of that cooler, man, it's pretty.
Makes them cold, don't it?
Yeah, make some room for some choices here. This.
What is
Are
that?
we rolling?
Yeah, it's rolling.
Okay, well, we got this. We weren't there no time in Muletown and got this, and it was.
What is it?
This is JF Germain special line of Kia flake.
Yeah, I'm gonna
top
try
of the list
that.
of what I went for, and got it.
I brought a little bit of Halls of Heartache with me, but I wanted to try this and never got a chance to.
And these construction douchebags down here, they'll slow you down every time you go through there. If they'll rip through here doing kid killing speeds.
Well, it's a good thing you ain't got no kids.
That ain't the point. Other people do. This is St. Ives.
Well, I might be here long enough to try some of both.
And this is Al Shop Black Magic. I'm about out of it. I'm gonna have to get you to order me some. I hate dealing with them.
Well,
It's probably the best aromatic on the planet, I think. But they're
I've got a right to do that.
they're north of the Mason-Dixon line through and through. You get on that phone, they go. I'm 64. I was born down here. You're gonna have to slow that shit down just a little bit. So that's how it usually goes. So I call them as seldom as I can, but boy oh boy, it's worth it. And then here's my Midnight Dreams that I made up. And you can't beat a 644 KS.
Well, I don't know.
Did I show you my Punta Oro?
Yeah,
I found one of those, you believe it or not. What are you smoking?
I just dipped
You
into
get
some.
that? I'll do the same then.
Well, then I wish I'd left that in there.
Huh?
I wish I'd left that in that lid deal.
Ain't no biggie. It all smokes. No, I've been messing with that truck. It's got. I found out that it's a custom truck, so everything in it's aftermarket. You know, you don't know what the hell anything is. Well, I got to Googling aftermarket gas tanks, and I found it. I think it's a company called Tanks Inc. And they make good stuff, you know, if you know about them. Well, I found the particular tank I've got on their website, and also found it on Jegs. Jegs actually sells it, and another website sells it, and it's a pretty popular going around tank, you know. It's a 16 gallon. I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, for most racing applications, you prefer the fuel pump to be in the tank. They flow better.
That's where mine's at. That's where mine's at.
Yeah, they seem to operate better when they're inside the tank, but
You gotta drop the tank to get to it.
well, this one you don't. You just got to raise it back up there, and there it is. But yeah, under normal circumstances, I guess you would. But I kept thinking, no, I need that thing that bolts in that hole that ain't got a pump on it. And I didn't even know what to call it, and I kept looking and looking and looking, and finally saw a pickup assembly. And, you know, it had a picture of it, and I said, that's the part I need. So I learned all about them, and they got 3 hoses. One goes to the external fuel pump. The other comes from a return. With the Chevy, it had a vented gas cap and a 2-hose fuel pump. So it only needed a in and a out on the fuel pressure regulator. Well, this one's got 3. It's got an in and out and a return. And that goes back to a return to the gas tank. Then there's the 3rd hose in the pickup assembly goes to a check ball vent. It relieves pressure. Well, that thing was clogged. I took it off, took it apart. The check ball was stuck. I freed it up, blew the screen out, blew the hose out, put it all back together. I blew on that thing, and it's really interesting how it works. You can blow on it just barely, and it'll unseat that check ball. And that's where your vents, your vapors come out. But you blow just a tad bit harder, and that check ball will bottom out. That's so you don't lose any gas.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of pressure, or you don't lose any gas if you tip the truck over.
Yep.
Well, I cleaned that out, put it back on, and just for safety purposes, I took the gas cap. It's on a 6-inch filler, so that's plenty of slosh insurance. And I just went ahead and drilled a 1/16 of an inch hole straight down the center of the cap. And that should
We ought to get it.
that should be plenty of venting.
Yeah. I'll tell you something you never want to do. You never want to change one of them fuel pumps. Laying in the rain in a TSC parking lot in the middle of the night with nothing but a cell phone light.
No, I don't want to do that.
I've done it. On that vehicle right there.
Don't forget about 14.
I haven't got.
I had to get the truck running because I got to put the Pontiac in.
But don't forget, we're going to depend on you and Abby as a cab while that Jeep's in the.
Now, Abby said she'd take her to work whenever you wanted her.
Well, somebody got to pick her up too.
Mm-hmm.
I said somebody got to pick her up too, because the Ole'Pops taxi's going to be down for the count.
Talked to a whole bunch of people on Facebook about the brakes on the shovel head. Had one guy say that when Harley converted over to disc brakes, there was a residual pressure valve that was left in that master cylinder from the drum brakes that they just didn't bother to take out of the master cylinder. And I can't imagine in my wildest dreams something like that. It would cause so much problems, and they're changing technology dramatically and switching to disc. You'd think they'd go ahead and take that part out.
I can't imagine that locking that brake up and seizing it like that.
Well, it will if you think about what it does.
Nah, I'm still gonna hold. I'm gonna hold my gun. I'm gonna say it's that aftermarket caliper.
Well, I hope it is, because that's the only part I bought. I'm going to go ahead and buy another line, though. There's another guy saying it, and about 5 or 6
Yeah,
guys.
you're gonna do all. If you're gonna rebuild the caliper like that, you might as well go on and change the line.
Yeah, no more than it costs. But they were saying that those lines can collapse without you knowing it.
Yeah.
When you press on the brake pedal, the pressure shoots to the caliper and the pistons push the pads to the thing, and then when you release off of it, when the pressure's released, instead of coming back, the inside of the thing, the line collapses and traps that fluid at
reverse vacuum will cause the line to collapse.
What?
A reverse vacuum will cause the line to collapse.
Well, they said you can't just look inside it and inspect it. It's got to be under pressure to malfunction in that way. So the more than that line costs, I'm just going to go ahead and buy one of those. But I did identify my master cylinder this morning. And it is the pre-1984, which means it's a 3/4 inch bore piston in that master cylinder rather than a 5/8 is what the GMA calls for on that rear caliper. It says it will not work if the bore in the master cylinder is 3/4. But I started doing some studying on racing brakes on cars. You remember when I replaced the master cylinder on the Pontiac? I said the pedal was just like it was cemented. Just you press it, no movement at all.
Yeah.
But it does stop. Oh, it may go up like a millimeter, but you got to stand on it really hard. But it actually stops the car.
Right.
But it's got no throw at all.
Right.
Well, I was reading, and they said that when you choose a master cylinder for a braking system on a race car, if you choose a higher bore, it makes a harder pedal, but it grabs quick. It's harder to stop it. It decreases the throw, but it increases the pressure.
Right.
If you go with a smaller one, it increases the throw, but it decreases the pressure.
Right.
And that makes sense if you think about it. And I'm just wondering, in the world of brakes, can you pick any master cylinder you want as long as it's not leaking, it's stopping the car, and the throw and the pressure is comfortable to you? I'm going to guess yes.
As long as your line will handle it.
Well, if that's true of a car, I wonder why it couldn't be true of a motorcycle. I know one guy on there, he said, I threw one of those GMA rear brakes on my 75 shovel head with the original Warner master cylinder, and he said it's been on there for 6 years now. Not a problem.
That's good stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
It'd be hard. It'd be one that'd be hard to recommend. It'd be one that would be hard to recommend.
Why?
Be hard to get your hands on it.
Well, that's a different problem. It's not hard to recommend. I recommend it all day long. It wasn't hard for me.
Well, I mean, no, we looked into that one.
I got a green thumb when it comes to getting tobacco, I guess. It just falls right in my lap.
You are lucky. Lucky as a 4-foot Irishman.
Well, part of it is people have been real kind.
Well, that's true.
Thank yous, you know who's you are. Guy at work brought in some weighing stiffener in cans. It was big cans, and it was Heffy or Hesse, which means white, I think. So it's a wheat beer,
Yeah.
but all they do is wheat. I was just wondering, being in a can, couldn't see it, whether it was filtered or unfiltered, because I didn't care for they're filtered, they're unfiltered. It's that sediment in it.
Yeah.
It tastes a lot like cloves. A lot of damn Belgian beers that taste like clove. So I took it and I poured it in a tumbler, and it was filtered. And I sat there and sipped on that, and man, I'm telling you what, that was some of the best beer I've ever had in my life.
Well, I got Gracie a big old gallon of schnapps cooking up. It's tendering right now. I got it all strained out. I got all the pulp strained out of it. Got her yeasted up. And the sugar and the yeast are cooking up.
Finished a bottle of Jameson up there last night.
She wanted peach and mango. So I boiled the syrup down, and I thought it was going to suck. I thought it was going to taste awful. But I got that syrup boiled down, and man, I tell you what, I put some spices in it to give it a little kick. And I didn't know how to spice that up, so I spiced it up kind of like a apple, you know, with some allspice and some clove. Put a little vanilla in it.
What is schnapps? Is it just flavored liquor?
Yeah, but I made it to where it would kick a little stronger. Once all it's got to do is sit for about 35 to 40 days. Will make it about 60 proof. She says she's going to let it sit for a year. I don't know what it'll be when it's done. But she says she's going to let it sit for a full year.
Well,
I told her, I said, it'll probably be closer to a brandy. But it cooked for a good while.
I was thinking about getting another bottle of Frangelico. That stuff it works me over.
I tell you, man, I hadn't had anything to drink in a few weeks. I made a...
No, you shouldn't have tried to pickle yourself.
I did too, buddy. Boy, I did. I made a stunt. They left me outside on the concrete all night long. Ooh-wee. I had skinned up marks all over me. My neighbor came over this was on a Friday night. My neighbor came over on the following Friday night and told me, he said, are you, well, he asked me, he said, are you okay?
Leave me alone, I'm inspecting my driveway.
No, this was a week later. He asked me, he said, are you all right? And I said, yeah, I'm okay. Why?
It's just taking a long time.
I said, yeah, I'm okay. Why? He said, man, he said, I had to call in to work the next 2 nights in a row. And I said, why? Were you part of that? And he said, oh, yeah. Yeah, I was out here with you. And I said, I don't remember.
Well, boy.
I don't remember. I asked him, I said, was anybody else involved? And he said, yeah, my roommate. And I said, so it was me and you and your roommate? And he said, yeah, yeah. And all three of our dogs. And none of them on a leash. And I said, oh my God. Oh God. Out there on that busy road. Oh man. There was blood all over the driveway. Blood smeared on the house.
That ain't good, man.
No. I asked him, I said, man, did we fight? And he said, no. No, he said, we partied, man, we partied hard. And I said, well, did I hang with you boys? And he said, oh, you pops, you done all right. You done all right. You proved yourself like a good Irishman.
I'm glad I missed that one.
Yeah, well, anyway, I told him, I said, Darryl, I woke up right over yonder on the corner of the pavement. And I asked Jill, I said, how'd the blood get all over the place? And she said, you tried about 4 or 5 times to get up. And after about the 5th fall, you passed out. You hit the pavement and passed out. She said, what could I do? I just left you there. She said, did I do wrong? And I said, no, the only other thing you could have done was help me up. And you'd end up hurting yourself or hurt one of us.
Yeah,
You
ain't
know?
no sense in that.
Let me lay there and sleep it off. The car was hiding me, so nobody would have seen me.
Well, this is my last week of a 2-week switcheroo on a Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, you're saying that.
I'm so glad. I need 2 days off
Yeah,
in a row.
it's nice to have them in a row,
And
isn't it?
just at my age, I need 2 days off a week together to recuperate. And just, you know, when I don't, it takes a toll. And man, I tell you what, add to that, there's been a lot of people out. And add to that, it seemed like, you know, I think Rod Serling's in charge of this universe or something. The last 4 weeks, the dumb questions have been coming in droves. Last night, this girl wanted this cow skull, and she wanted it like, I don't know, behind her ear or the size of a thumbnail. It had all these Indian designs on it, you know, and tiny fucking trinket. And I told her, I said, it's got way too much detail to do that small.
Tell her to go buy a charm bracelet.
She said, well, what about this one? And I thought, okay, here we go. I knew just as sure as shit in a goose. She showed it to me and I said, yep, just as I expected. That's got even more detail in it. I said, is there something you're not grasping about the detail size thing? I don't see why that's so hard. It blows my mind when you tell them that what they've got, what they're wanting's got too much detail, and then they'll show you one that's even more detailed. I don't know what to do with that. Don't know what to do with it.
we were watching TV the other day, watching this some show. This girl running ink on somebody. Looked like she was running the black outline with a 1. I told Jill, I said, you can tell when something's staged by writers and people that don't do their homework, don't research what they're looking into. And she said, what are you talking about? And I said, look at the tattoo she's running. And she said, yeah, it's kind of pretty. And I said, yeah, but look at the black outline she's running. And she said, boy, you can just barely see it, can't you? And I said, yeah, it won't be there next month.
Well, the problem is Pinterest. 8 out of 10 people that come in that door have shopped at Pinterest for their ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And 95% of that shit on that website is Photoshop.
Yeah.
They Photoshop real tattoos, and then they Photoshop them on the fingers and behind the ear and such nonsense, and then put those pictures out, and people think that can be done, and it just can't. And then they'll take like just super microscopic thin drawings and just beat them down to nothing and Photoshop them on someone's finger, and you can look at them and tell it's not real.
Yeah.
But people bring that in, they'll want that, you know. And I've got patience with people that don't know, and I want to explain it to them because I don't want to get their money out of their pocket as my top priority. I want to help them make a good decision. But when they argue, that's when I'm done. I'm done. I didn't do this for 30 years to argue with some numbskull who shops for tattoos on Pinterest.
Yeah.
I got better things to do than that. I don't do that.
Well, if they saw it on the internet, it can't be wrong. You know that.
What?
I said, if they saw it on the internet, it can't be wrong. It doesn't matter that you've done it for 30 years.
Yeah, there you go. I want to paint the Pontiac here soon.
You've been saying that for the last 8 years.
Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll just start off with a black primer, and I'll just take it body panel at a time and put that aircraft cutter on it, get it down the middle, and then shoot that body panel, and then maybe another day off do another one.
You get it as far as black primer, that's as far as you'll ever go.
Well, that would be fine too, but I do want to see a nice paint job on that car, so I'm a little bit more motivated to go gloss on that one than I am the truck.
I don't think anybody on Hot Club's ever seen your truck, have they? Oh yeah, they have, because I put it on video.
I can't recall.
Yeah, sitting in my front yard.
I went and looked at a panhead yesterday.
Oh yeah?
The day before yesterday. It had a Paco chopper front end on it and a 19-inch wheel, and mini 8s, and they were wanting a restored price for it, and it was not restored. It had too many really affordable aftermarket parts on it to be asking what they were asking. So I didn't even make him my offer. It had some electrical gremlins, it wouldn't start.
Oh man,
So
that's the wrong kind of gremlin right there.
most of them can be fixed if you know what you're doing. Most of them fix themselves. Some of them sometimes. I know I disconnected the brake light switch when I took that rear caliper off the shovel head, and I pressed the pedal and felt of the wires. Put them together. They didn't seem to be doing anything, and then because I knew that they would cause the bulb to come on, because it's just an open circuit. That's a break in that circuit, and one has got to have current coming in it, and the other has to have current going to the bulb. And then I thought, well, it didn't do anything. I said, well, I hope that wire ain't bad. And then I thought, well, it could be the bulb. And then I started it, just circulate the oil, keep it from puking. And the wire accidentally jiggled and touched the pipe, and it started smoking.
Uh-oh.
And I pulled it away from it right quick, and the wire was hot, 1 foot up. And I thought, that wire's good, that bulb's burned out.
Yeah.
So,
Jim talking about buying him a trike.
huh?
Jim talking about buying him a trike.
A tractor,
A trike.
a trike. Why?
Well, he was on a walker when we saw him at Muletown.
We saw him at Muletown.
Yeah. Corvette Jim. Corvette Jim.
A trike.
Yeah. He's talking about buying him a trike.
Oh.
He wants to get back in the wind.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that we saw one there.
No, he said he's talking about buying a trike.
Oh, yeah.
He's wanting to get back on the road. He's fixing taking another road trip and go visit Onion in Virginia. And he's got an appointment to stop and look at a trike on the way.
Those new ones with the 2 wheels in the front, they're a lot more stable and a lot more safe. But they're not Harleys.
Mm-mm.
If that's what you want.
It's not what he wants.
What's he looking to get?
I don't know. I don't know. I think you've got it set up to stop and talk to somebody about one row. Or to stop and look at one.
Boy, that water sure is good.
Yeah, it is. What'd you think of that concert the other night?
Well, you see poor old Sam? I felt so bad for him.
Not me.
He was having a little trouble with that cowbell in Fat Man. And, but
He was there.
well, I think that's all that matters.
Who was the woman he was singing with?
They never showed Kenny Gradney hardly at all. And he's, you know, he's not an original, but he's one of the big lineup.
Well, I mean,
he was not there. Roy Estrada was
there was only two originals. I mean,
no, there was only one original.
Bill Payne and Lowell George were the founding members.
Them and Richie Hayward and Roy Estrada.
He wasn't a founding member.
Yes, he was.
No.
The first album, they were a foursome. I had the album. Look it up. It's Bill Payne, Lowell George, Richard Hayward on drums, and Roy Estrada on the bass.
All right.
Bill Payne came from I think he had been playing with the Doobies already. I'm not sure. Lowell George and Roy Estrada came from Mothers of Invention, and Hayward came from a band called The Son of Man.
Did you see they had John Cowan on backup vocals, Doobie Brothers bass player?
I didn't catch the names.
Yep.
I only saw people that I recognized, and I recognized Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke.
Yeah. Who was the guy singing, playing the white Strat, slide on the white Strat?
I don't know who that was. Is he the one that sang Mercenary Territory?
Yeah. The guy with the long brown hair?
I don't know who that was, but he did do that solo in Mercenary Territory, just like the solo in the...
That guy was impressive.
Well, he was off key when he would go up real high. You know, those high finishes that Lowell would do?
Well...
He was a little off key on a few of those. But yeah, it was a real nice celebration of a great album.
Yeah, it was. And the guitar player, the white-headed guitar player that played the trumpet solo.
That was Fred Tackett.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Huh?
He was pretty good.
Yeah. He's had to take over all of Paul Brier, his parts now, I think. And Paul's died. It's a shame, man. Everybody's dying. All the people that you know, it used to be that every one of your bands you listened to had at least one person dead. Then the numbers keep growing, and then you reach a point where all your favorite bands only have maybe one person that's left.
I tell you what I get off on. I get off on these YouTube videos of these young black fellas. You see these young black fellas that get on there listening to old white people music.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those. I don't understand what they're doing with those videos, but
well, nowadays the trend is they're listening to Allman Brothers music. And they are just falling in love with it. Like, where have these people been all my life, you know? Well, it's not where they've been, it's where have you been?
I saw one where they were playing a bunch of Jethro Tull songs for people who were trained in concert flautists and people who were trained vocal experts, because he learned to sing himself. And he lost his voice around the early to mid 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was I mean, lost it. It was over and done with. And he number one, he trained himself to sing, and he did it wrong. He didn't learn any of the protective devices.
Right.
And if you look at their music anyway, the vocal passages are very difficult. And if you look at any live footage, the man never jaked it once.
No.
Not a note.
No.
He sang his guts out on every song, and that just took a toll, you know.
And the vocal phrasings that he would play through that flute are incredibly hard to do.
He's probably one of the most mesmerizing people I've ever seen on a stage.
Yeah.
He would get at the edge of the stage and he would point. He had this look on his face like he knew what he was trying to sell you. And he knew that it was bad for you, but he was going to sell it to you anyway. He was going to get you. And he was a Pied Piper. He was seductive and alluring and tempting, and he was trying to get you to do something. I mean, his mannerisms, he had it down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to see the evolution of that. Like when they played Carnegie Hall, I think in '68 or so, when before the release of the Living in the Past, and they were still a bit raw. And then as it progressed, and his movements started being refined into this snake oil salesman, this snake charmer, the guy that's barking at the carnival. He's a barker at a carnival, putting his foot up on that monitor and just pointing to people individually.
Dr. McGillicuddy.
A great version of that is they do a live version of Minstrel in the Gallery, where they get a lot of good close-ups of him, and you can see, his stage presence, and it's just jaw-dropping. You don't know what to think of it.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw it at the time, I was just mesmerized,
Well, what do you think of my new $7 hat?
Well, I saw that. Is that the baseball hat? Is that the baseball team hat?
Well,
I'm still trying to find it on TV. I can't find none of their games on TV.
they're fixing to go into the not the regional, but the super semis. So it'll be on ESPN.
Well, as big news as it is in the SEC, you'd think that some of the SEC channels would be carrying it.
Well, no, it's not. It's not SEC anymore. It's super regionals. So it'll be on the either channel 11 or channel 29 now.
Well, I may be calling it by something wrong, but I guess what I'm referring to is that 20 some odd dozen channels that show nothing but SEC college sports 24 hours a day.
Right. But what I'm saying though is it's moved past the SEC domain now. They've moved into the super regionals. They've gone.
I guess then good. Maybe we'll get to see some of
Yeah,
it.
they've gone. They moved past Notre Dame this weekend, and they go to the World Series.
I don't like to see that 27-0 game.
Yeah, I would too. No, Vandy fell. If you remember back, it ain't been long ago, they won 2 World Series in a row.
Well, we got all those invitations sent off.
Yeah, we already got ours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine might be in the box. Working on the flowers now. Trying to get them designed.
I couldn't figure out why you sent one to me, since I'm gonna be there anyway.
It's a good way to keep track of your head count for your
Catering.
Yeah, listen. It's the same problem of having an RSVP card that says +1,
Yeah.
+2, +3. Well, so you got 38 guests, right? But you only have 27 entries because, oh, that one's +4,
Right,
and that
right.
one's +2, and this one's +2. But then you add what you're saying, then you go, oh, well, that's showing up anyway, and that one's showing up anyway. And before you know it, you got your guest list is nothing but a clusterfuck of guesses. So you know you gotta clear yes or no with that card. Everyone gets an invitation, and every RSVP card's accounted for, and that's what you turn over to the caterers.
So had y'all rather we text that in or mail it in?
You got two options. You can send the card back. It's stamped. Check which option you want. Put it in there, lick it, put it in a box.
But you know, it gave us two options, but y'all don't have a preference.
You can do one, the other, or both.
Okay.
Or neither.
All right.
Either way, it's going to get tallied.
All righty. Well, I got her a nice ceremony wrote up. I need to get with her, and she needs to get with Brandon and get some answers for me. I just need to get some answers on the type of ceremony they're planning.
Yeah. She's asking 2-week notice on her job before the. Well, she's asking a 2-week notice 4 weeks before the wedding. So she's got 2 weeks before the wedding that she doesn't work, and she's gonna just relax and spend it, enjoying time with family, going and staying with her mom, or staying over here, staying over there, that sort of thing, and just spending time with people before she has to leave.
Right. She going back with him?
No, I think she's staying here another month and leaving in November. But she says she doesn't know what she's going to do. I'm going to suggest to her tonight that if she doesn't leave right away, that maybe she doesn't quit her job just yet.
Yeah. It's not such a bad idea. Maybe ask for a vacation.
I was thinking about asking for a vacation. I was thinking about making it a 2-week one and positioning it a week before the wedding and a week after the wedding, so I could make that transition smoothly. I try not to take off. I try to be reliable.
Well, I don't think they can say anything about that.
Huh?
I don't think they can say anything about that. I think they know that.
We forgot to cap this. It's drying out. Let me go get you. Need more water?
Ain't that me?
Huh?
No, I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna grab me some more. I'll be right back. You want this board over here?
No. With that block?
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. Smoking my Weber that Mark from TPI Pipes sent to me. It is fastly becoming, well, it has fastly become one of my favorite pipes. I took Jill to a doctor's appointment today. See her back doctor. I sat out in the truck reading the 1930s. 1930s. That don't sound right. Well, an old L. Ron Hubbard, one of those, like the action novels that he wrote called The Trail of the Red Diamonds. And I smoked me some Halls of Heartache in it. It's hard to put this pipe down. She behaves for me.
It what?
It behaves for me.
What is that one?
It's my Weber.
Oh. Isn't it just a beautiful day?
Yeah, it is. 82 degrees with a high.
Oh, man.
And the humidity was in the 60s.
Yeah. It ain't muggy.
Oh, did I tell you I found the lighter that I lost? That Zippo, that silver Zippo?
No.
Found it.
Well, good.
It was down inside my recliner.
For most of his.
Took Luca down to the veterinarians the other day and got her vaccination. Now every time we go outside, she stops at the truck. She thinks we're going somewhere.
Yeah, Bambi, she had a dew claw that grew and curled back on itself and was digging into her foot.
Yeah,
I
Abby
didn't know it.
Abby texted me about that last
Yeah.
night, and I told her to put some peroxide on it.
Yeah, she said she trimmed it and treated it.
She asked me, she said, "What do I do?" And I said, "Trim her nails, Abby. Trim her nails." What do I put in the hole? Try peroxide. Let it bubble out. And then leave it alone. Let her take care of it after that.
Well, we had a couple of wrens inspecting it the other day.
No, you have no wrens in it.
Went in the hole and came out, stood on top of it, went back in.
Finches?
I guess it's on bird faults.
Wasn't no wrens.
I thought wrens were small.
Finches. Maybe some finches, but no, not any wrens around here. Well, that's a good thing that they
I
went
don't
in
know
it.
nothing about birds.
It's a good thing they went in it. They went in it, they'll come back to it.
It swings when they land on it, and I thought maybe I should stabilize it, and then I thought, well, no, when the wind blows in a tree, it moves.
Yeah,
So.
they'll be all right. If they'll go in it, they'll
be
come
all
back
right.
to it. And the thing about that is if they can't see you when you go through that door, they won't run from you.
Well, I'm thinking it might be too close to that door for them to feel safe building in there. I don't know.
They'll be all right.
Thought about taking that and raising it up and hanging it there.
Right there?
Yeah. But I hung it there because I can watch them from my recliner,
It'll be all right right there.
you know.
It'll be all right. If they've already found it right there, I wouldn't move it.
Oh, okay.
Because I go around there and sit in that chair around the corner where my rocker sits, and you know where the houses are. I mean, there's one that's just right above my head,
Yeah.
and then there's another one that's right in front of me. And they'll sit there and come in. Of course, it took a couple of years for them to get used to me, but they'll sit there and go in and out of it and in and out of it with me sitting there,
Yeah.
and it don't seem to bother them. Gracie wanted a pot of cowboy coffee this morning. Gracie wanted a big old pot of cowboy coffee this morning.
Who did?
Gracie?
Oh. I hadn't made that in a while.
So I had to get up this morning and make 2 pots of coffee. One for Mama and one for me and her.
We went to IHOP the other day. They still in they discontinued the grits, which is a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to go.
I won't eat breakfast there no more. And then we went. I had a burger, and it was a good burger. And then we went to Cracker Barrel, and they still have grits. And I ate breakfast there, and that was pretty enjoyable.
Have you seen that Arby's has got a Wagyu burger?
I wouldn't eat at Arby's if you gave it to me. That's just some of the grossest looking food I've ever seen. Everything I've ever ordered there from the last 15 years, and I'll get just so disgusted with them. I won't even eat what I've ordered. I just leave it, just throw it away, and I won't bother with them for another 5 years, and I'll go in there, and it's the same damn thing. Last time I ate there was about 2 years ago, and I was so disgusted I didn't take one bite. They got that commercial, we have the meats. Yeah, well, they must have it up their ass or something, because it ain't between them buns. And another thing, I don't like a lot of rabbit food on my sandwiches, but other people I eat with do. And their fixings look like they went out there and got them out of the dumpster.
They got the worst tomatoes in town.
Wilted looking nasty ass shit I believe I've ever seen.
They really do have the worst tomatoes around.
I won't eat there. I did see that Hardee's and Carl Jr.
Yeah. Carl P.
They have a prime rib burger and a prime rib breakfast burrito.
I hadn't seen that.
It's kind of promoting this new Jurassic Park movie, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and they call it the Primal Menu. And that burger and that burrito look pretty good. The burrito's got hash browns on it.
Well, I wouldn't mind trying that Wagyu burger.
I'd like to go get some more of them chuck wagon steaks. Joe and Sam, I gave them that last pack I had.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, he asked where can I get them, and I was going to go with him before he left town and get them. And I said, well, here, why don't you just take my last pack and I'll get some more. So he texted me the other day that they enjoyed them.
Yeah, that was a lucky score then, wasn't it? I'm glad I found them. I said, that was a lucky score. I'm glad I found them.
So they don't always have them?
Oh, no, they said they do.
Oh, really?
I just didn't know where to find them till then.
Do they have chicken hearts and gizzards?
I don't know. I think Junior Foods has chicken hearts and gizzards.
Well, Kroger has them, but they don't always.
Hey, that's good.
You like that?
Yeah, that's better than that Latakia plate.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I'm awful fond of this special out of Kia. It was my understanding that it's like overseas version of Penzance, and it's a little more heavy on the Oriental than it is the Latakia, and has a little. It's a little more sour, kind of thing.
I buy into that.
I like that, and but you know,
It don't reach Penzance, but it's sour. I taste the sour.
McClellan's has a couple of blends that are heavy on the Orientals. They got an Oriental Cavendish, and then they got the Oriental Mixture, which is a Balkan, but it's quite a bit more Oriental forward than most Balkans. You know, most Oriental forward Englishes are, and both those are real good. You know, we got lucky when we cleaned that one place, you know, downtown Nashville out of that stuff. Do you think they still have any more in storage?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just wondering if we got everything. I know we went down there 3 times. We got a total of 10 pounds, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think those are better than the Frogmortons. The 20 series.
Yeah.
With those things, the 5110, 2030, 2035, 2040, 2045, and 2050.
Oh, you talking about that place out on Elliston Place?
Yeah. You think they might have some more in storage?
I don't know, man.
They seem to not know too much of anything what was back there.
They seem to not care either.
Well, when I saw it, I was bound and determined to own it. And the cool thing about it is the volume of it almost doubled once I got all that stuff home and rehydrated.
Yeah.
It was dry as a popcorn fart. And then I put it in I like doing rehydration in a casserole dish with a rubber top because it seals more airtight. And You could rehydrate a whole batch of in about 48 hours is all you really need, and it gets it just right. And then jar and can that stuff up, and then you're good to go. Yeah, they were awful good. They had some good stuff. We got serious about stockpiling just in the nick of time. You know? Got serious about celery. Just think about the trouble people have now. You know? I hear all sorts of horror stories. People not even being able to get all the stuff that we took for granted, you know, a couple of years ago. That's a shame.
Yeah, and with the restrictions they're fixing to pass on aromatics, it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be harder to get scented tobaccos. That's going to put a damper on codger blends.
Well,
And that's going to hurt because I mix Carter Hall with a lot of stuff. Well, I mix that stuff in my iced tea.
I got some Carter Hall.
Good stuff.
I enjoyed it. Last time I smoked it, I hadn't had it in so long. I guess my favorite over the counter is Sir Walter Raleigh.
Blue or
I
red?
think that stuff is just so smooth.
Blue or red?
I like the blue.
I do too, but I can't find it.
Oh, I got it.
I can't find it around here. I got plenty of the red, plenty of it. Plenty of Prince Albert, plenty of Velvet, plenty of Granger.
I don't think I got any Granger.
I got plenty of it.
I got half and half.
You can have all the half and half you can smoke.
I'm not fond of it. Another one, mixture.
79?
Yeah,
It's not bad.
I'm not fond of that either.
It's got a lot of anise in it.
You don't typically think of it when you list over-the-counter blends, but by God, you walk in any place now and you just soon see it as you would, Prince Albert or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a modern over-the-counter.
Yeah.
And that's Borkham's Riff Cavendish.
Yeah.
The black Cavendish. That stuff's pretty good.
Well, when you think of Borkham Riff OTC, generally think of the whiskey.
Yeah. I like this better than the whiskey. The Black Cavendish?
Yeah.
It's better than the whiskey.
Well, anything with Black Cavendish in it's going to be a smoother smoke.
It's my go-to, especially in the hot months.
I've mixed up that Halls of Heartache, what I call Halls of Heartache, and it's been my go-to now for several months, and it's just hard for me to get away from.
And Husker Dance
Yeah,
makes a damn good Black Cavendish.
yeah,
It's got a real unique tin note.
yeah.
I forgot what the name of it was. Black and I hadn't seen that hawk in a long time.
We've had a herd of deer living in that field across the street behind that church. And foxes.
Well, it's hard for me to get excited about a bagger.
Yeah, well, I don't. Depends on the bags.
Well, I've seen some decent looking ones, but I still like them stripped down more.
Yeah, I know. You just like that.
I think in the wind means something. I think it means don't pack up every damn thing you own and pile it on there somewhere.
Well, there's a difference between on there and in there.
I prefer neither. I wonder if he's the keyboardist extraordinaire. You ever heard him play?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a seventh inning stretch.
I mean, it could be worse. If you're gonna drive your neighbors nuts.
I'm trying to remember
with
what she says he does.
Huh?
She told me he plays horse shows in Shelbyville.
Plays what?
Horse shows.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
I talked to her that day. I was out there mowing. One day I was out there mowing.
You know, it's a free world. People can do whatever they want.
I'm open to trying that.
Play the hurdy-gurdy. Play it with your testicles. I don't give a shit. Just don't do it at 150 decibels with your fucking garage door up. That's one thing I'm real excited about the move. If there is a way we can pull that off, I am really looking forward to that.
With all them damn dogs Jess has?
Oh, those dogs and I aren't gonna cross paths enough to get on each other's nerves.
All the dogs and the cows mooing and horses whinnying.
Boy, I'm gonna have to walk Bambi on a leash. Whew.
Either that or fence in your house.
Yeah, I'll have to fence in her 2 or 3 feet to poop.
It wouldn't take much more than that. She does it on a handstand.
I still gotta get some good footage. Of
Yeah,
that
no doubt.
Put on the internet. She won't do it right now. She won't do it when it's warm unless it's raining.
I need to bring her another ice cream.
But she liked that.
Yeah, she did.
That real tall bush over there in front of that bricked in area, that's the same as these, right?
Yeah. Yeah, with the one over there against the white, that's a boxwood. That's a different bush.
Why can't I get these two right here big like that?
I don't know. It might be older. It's just been growing longer. That one right there looks like it's on its way.
Yeah, these two are. They're gonna do it eventually, but they've been no bigger than that ever since I've been here.
They're fixing to go.
They'll throw something up out of the middle of it, and that'd be it. Every time I trim them back, they don't get no fuller. So I'm just thinking about leaving them alone, letting them do whatever they want.
Let them do it.
I saw some irises on Facebook that I'd like to plant. I showed them to Abby, and she said that she had seen them before.
Guy over next door to me's got irises in front of his yard.
This was just spectacular. I learned that regardless of what color they are, if the petal that hangs down is a different color than the petal that stands up, they're called bearded.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And this one is a different color, so it's a bearded iris. But the name of it is the Reckless Child. And the petal that hangs down is black as tar. And the one that is raised up is white with gold trim on the edge. I swear it looks like it's fake. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Just really elegant looking. I thought, man, those look so good.
They were talking the other day about the botany department.
The what?
The botany department at Vanderbilt has got this rare flower called a corpse plant. And the bud on this thing was about this big around
Golly.
and stood about this tall. And it came up and then to a point at the top. And it was fixing to bloom just any day. And they say that when it blooms, the bloom lasts about 4 days. And then it dies. And when it blooms, it smells like rotten meat. But it was supposed to be like this spectacular, beautiful looking thing, if you can stand the smell of it.
I believe I'll pass.
But it's supposed to be like rare as it can be. Let me see if I can Google it. Corpse plant. Corpse. There it is, corpse flower.
Jeez.
And that sucker was this freaking tall.
Holy crap. Wonder how it survives under its own weight.
Well, it's,
Something over.
it's that big at the bottom. I mean, down where it goes into the pot, it's that big around. But they say it smells like rotted meat.
I'll pass on that.
Yeah, I don't think I want to smell it. And Luke, my son-in-law, when he and Emily first got married, he brought us the seeds to a thing called a moonflower. And we planted it, and he said it'll bloom and stay bloomed. When it blooms, it'll just be bloomed for one night. And he said, and after it blooms, he said, cut the plant, cut the bloom, and throw it in the garbage immediately. He said, it'll only bloom for one night. And I said, why? He said, because once it blooms, it will smell like hell. Well, it bloomed one night, and it made a white bloom about this big, and Dan, it was the prettiest thing we ever saw. Just beautiful. And it smelled like sweet lemons. Just pretty as it could be. And then the following night, we didn't cut it, but the following night we went out on the porch and it smelled like somebody had vomited all over our porch. Oh God. Jill told me, she said, get rid of that plant. And I said, it's supposed to be rare. And she said, it'll be rare. She said, it will be rare. She said, get rid of that plant. I took it out Kurt Naylor's and gave it to his wife.
Do what?
I took it out Kurt Naylor and gave it to his wife.
Well, out there they can let it go. And, not have to.
Yeah.
I brought my Colossus out here. I was gonna smoke it. I forgot to fire it up.
Oh yeah.
The one thing. Good old Joe. He said, boys, he spotted the most valuable thing in the room.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, as soon as I laid my eyes on it, I had to have it.
I can't believe I found another one at Muletown.
They had one up there?
Yeah, I showed it to you.
Huh?
I showed it to you. They wanted too much for it.
Oh,
Remember they wanted $275 for it?
that's not too bad.
There's more than I'd want to sell out for one at Muletown.
I saw this company, they're here in Tennessee, I think. They're called Roof Mats. And they don't redo your roof. They just go up there and blow some rubber shit on it or something, like glue or something, and they say it's supposed to like double the life of your roof, just, which makes a lot of sense to me. They say they use the existing materials in the shingles, and they blow that stuff in there and it bonds with that, and that's what gives it its strength. And I've been thinking about maybe doing something like that. You know, when I do have to spend money on the roof. Definitely do something like that, you know, if I ever build a cabin.
If I do, you know, if we do sell out and build, I'm going metal.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Now, if you wanted to put a rubber sealer or a bond sealer of some sort to dampen the sound, that'd be some kind of idea. Dampen the sound of the rain.
Boy, it's loud, I tell you. It can get loud.
Yeah.
I know at work it's pretty loud, but we don't have the ceiling in there anymore. It's just the roof.
I'll tell you something else a rubber sealer on a metal roof can do too. It can be a lightning deflector.
That rain that come up, a lot of water at the shop we had to deal with. It was on my day off. Then it's supposed to rain again the very next day, and I didn't see none of it. I know that day that where it rained real bad, I was sitting in front of the TV where we were watching Fringe, and I had fallen asleep, and then Abby woke me up. She said, "Your windows are down." And when she said that, I woke up and then I heard the rain. I said, "So it's raining?" She said, "Yes, it's raining bad and it's fixing to get worse." And I went, "Well, let me go out there." So I got up, and by the time I got to the door, it was just coming down the hammers and tongs. I thought, this is not going to be fun. And I got all the way to the car and opened the door and grabbed the thing, the knob. And it took, right at that moment, it just doubled down. And it felt like someone had just poured a bucket of water on my back. And it just took me by surprise so bad that I froze and started rolling the window down. And then I realized got it all the way down. I realized I had to roll it back up and shut the door and went around on the other side. And it was just coming down so bad that I rolled that one all the way down before I realized it. I had to roll it back up. I got back up here on the porch and I looked like I'd just come out of a swimming pool. It was ridiculous.
Boy, Gracie come in last weekend, pink as a flamingo. She'd been swimming with Cody. She come in just pink as all get out. She said, "What can I do?" I told her, I said, "Baby," I said, "about the only thing I know to tell you." I said, "Go dip yourself in some cocktail sauce." I told her, I said, "Go rub some vinegar on it." I said, "And give it about 5 minutes. It'll settle down a little."
Yeah, you gotta use a good sunblock.
Yep.
You can damage yourself nowadays.
Well, I better go to the house and check on Mama. It's been about an hour and a half, and I bet you we're about out of film over there.
She would have what?
I said, it's been about an hour and a half, and I bet we're about out of camera.
Oh, okay.
So if you've got any parting words.
Parting words. Can't think of any.
Be careful what they are. Be very careful what they are. The YTPC will flag you.
So what?
They'll flag you.
What are you talking about?
They've just gotten all picky about what they allow.
What, YouTube?
Yeah. I said the YTPC, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, YouTube.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
what can they do?
I'm sorry, not the YTPC. YouTube's gotten all. No, the YTPC is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bunch of people. It's YouTube. I didn't mean that. Have you checked out Rumble yet?
Huh?
Have you checked out Rumble yet?
Checked out
Rumble.
Rumble.
Yeah, it's a video posting site.
Uh-uh.
You hadn't?
I've heard of it. Now that you mention it, yeah.
I went over there and made an account and friended a couple of people, and I hadn't posted any videos over there because I can't quite figure out how it works. But I've watched them. I've watched the YouTube mark me for copyright infringement 6 or 8 times, and I've watched them get, throw the screws to several people on the YTPC and put people in YouTube jail over the least little thing. And
Well, censorship is the tools of the evil. Anytime someone does not want you to be privy to information, that is a person or entity that you simply cannot trust at all. And you've got to be extremely suspect of their motives and what they're up to. Anytime you would withhold information from someone that you seek to silence, it's just a sign of evil, I think. The truth wants to be investigated. The truth wants to be questioned. The lie does not. And people just don't realize the power of censorship. Think about it. If you had a business and you had a disgruntled customer, and let's give the imaginary person in this example the benefit of the doubt and say that their complaint was frivolous, and they were out front and they were picketing and screaming and hollering and telling everybody, wouldn't you want them to go away? Your first reaction is, that's inconvenient to me, I want that to stop, you see. And that's what the narrative wants to do. Anything that complains, anything that draws attention to how can I put this delicately, fucked up their ideology is, they silence. Because they don't want that out there. They don't want people who are numb, dumb, and sitting in their chair living life to see that and get an idea that, hey, wait, maybe something's wrong. So they put the grips on that. They don't want that information out there. And people have no idea how effective it is. It truly is astonishing how effective it is. If people knew how effective it is, they would be more motivated to fight it at every turn. Every turn, I don't care who it is, which side it is. If you call for the suppressing of information, you need to be hit full force.
yeah. Well, I'll agree with that. I'll agree wholeheartedly with it. Wholeheartedly in both kidneys. And I'll stand and piss all over it.
Well, that was some good tobacco.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I'm glad we scored that. And
Tell you what, I'll come by and we'll do another one, and I'll bring the 2 Germains that I picked up.
Oh yeah, that stuff that you grabbed. Yeah, what was it?
One of them was Old Bridge, and the other one was
Brown flake.
Brown Flake. Yeah.
Now I've got plenty of brown flake, but I'd like to try that other.
Okay.
That other one I've never tried.
Well, this is Ole'Pops and Briardude signing out.
Do what?
I said this is Ole'Pops and the Briardude signing out. Much love.